That's on the web page. My app. I have it on the previous my last upload that I have on my YouTube page, so you guys can get the app information there. And then so we got high electricity code, the country's reliance and imported oil, outdated purchasing agreements with generations, and inefficiencies in electricity distribution companies, EDE, contribute to elevated electricity prices. Government arrests, I mean, areas such state institutions have historically failed to pay their utility bills, with significant debt owed the to electricity providers. For example, in 1999, the Santiago Aqueduct and Saver Corporation owed approximately 25 million USDs for electricity losses. The country experiences substantial technical and non-technical losses, further straining the financial health of the utility sector. Efforts to address the issue. The Association of Industries of the Dominican Republic have urged the government to prioritize the collection of unpaid electricity bills, estimating that recovering these payments could significantly elevate the financial strain on EDFs. The current administration under President Luis, I don't know who that is, has committed to addressing these issues as part of the broader reforms to the electricity sector. So Andres Manuel Lopez said that you guys could do the solar only in parks. Initiative like Meta RD 2036 aim to implement necessary reforms to achieve ambitious economic growth targets, including improving the financial liability of the utility sector. So you guys also have to pay $88 for the light, water, and gas to El Salvador, so don't forget that. Solutions for paying utility bills, online bill payment platforms like, so if you guys are going to want to be using the currency, you guys are going to have to be paying the bills. So the Hallbacks, the XCOM offer convenient and secure ways to pay utility bills in the Dominican Republic. Money transfer allows users to pay bills in the Dominican Republic from the U.S. with the low fee of $2.95, providing a reliable and efficient solution for managing utility payments abroad. 234. Americans and Mexicans are properly separate, yet this implies a section where both nations maintain their distinct identities, cultures, and sovereignty, while also coexisting and interacting with each other in a respectful and mutually beneficial manner. In this context, properly separate might mean respecting each other's broad borders and territorial integrity and language. Number 2, maintaining distinct cultural and national identities, such as Mexicans comes from the nation's part of the continent called Mexico, and America, preserving sovereign and self-governance. Number 4, engaging in diplomatic and economic relations that benefit both nations. Yet, at the same time, both countries can still collaborate on shared interests and challenges, foster to people connections and exchanges, promote mutual understanding and respect, work together regional and global issues. This separation doesn't imply isolation or division. Rather, it acknowledges the unique aspects of each nation while allowing for cooperation and friendship. If Americans and Mexicans are properly separate yet, this implies a scenario where both nations maintain their distinct identities, cultures, and sovereignty, while also coexisting and interacting with each other in a respectful and mutual beneficial manner. In the context, properly separate might mean respecting each other's borders and territorial integrity, maintaining district, cultural, and national identities. And I already read that part. So let me go forward. The reasons. Okay, so I talk about the refugees. We talk about, let me see. There was a laws. I got laws. So international treaties. Okay, so right here. Let me go right here. Treaties can. Okay, right here. The context of human rights. Ensured means and rights is number one, protected by law or international treaty. Number two, considered fundamental and inviolable. Number three, safeguard from infringement or violation. For example, international treaties are agreements between countries that are, number one, written and signed by authorized representatives. Number two, covered by international law. Number three, binding and enforceable. Number four, registered with the United Mexicans. Treaties can, one, establish international norms and standards. Number two, regulate international relations and cooperation. Number three, resolve conflicts and disputes. Um, Number four, preserve, promote peace, security, and stability. Number five, protect human rights and the environment. The type of international treaties include, number one, bilateral treaties between two countries. Number two is mutual treaties between multiple countries. Con, conventions on specific topics like human rights and climate change. Number four, protocols, additions, and amendments to exiting treaties. Number five, agreements. The formal but still binding. Number examples of international treaties include the covenant. Hold on. Sorry. Examples of international treaties include the Geneva Conventions, humanitarian law. Number two, the Paris Agreement, climate change. Number three, the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child rights. Number four, the International Covenant of civil and political rights, human rights. Number 5, the treaty and the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, nuclear disarmament. International treaties play a crucial role in promoting cooperation, preserving conflicts, and protecting global interests. The right of freedom of speech is enshrined in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights enshrines the rights to life, liberty, and security of a person. In general, enshrined implies a strong commitment to preserving and protecting something valuable or sacred. What is resettlement? Resettlement refers to a process of reclaiming refugees or displaced persons from a temporary location, such as refugee camp, to a permanent home in a new country. This can involve, number 1, selection and screening by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, or other organizations. Number 2, interviewing and assessments to determine eligibility for resettlement. Number 3, medical and background checks. Number 4, cultural or cultural and preparedness for life and in a new country. Number 5, travel arrangements and relocation to the new country. Number 6, assistance with integrating, including housing, employment, and language. So when people get to TJ, you guys need to do the same and make sure that they have their housing and stuff. You guys can't be putting them in the wrong area, especially if they're from Reynosa and you're putting them in TJ. So you got to make sure that they have all of that too. Everybody. To establish the framework of mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation between the Mexican and American communities, including the recognition of each other's traditions and values, and establishment of clear guidelines for territorial boundaries, economic exchanges, and addressing missing persons and asylum seekers. People running from the law is asylum seekers, or those who have been forced to leave their countries due to natural disasters or countries or weather conditions such as floods and tornadoes and stuff. So I read you guys that one earlier. I have more where I'm talking about the jury part. Let me see. So they got federal juridical so right here we got so key components for Mexico's federal court system: Supreme Court of Justice in the nation, the highest court composed of 9 justices serving 12-year non-renewable terms. Collegiate circuit courts, appellate courts within 3 judges, each handling federal law and international treaty cases. District courts, trial courts with jurisdiction over federal matters. Federal Judicial Council, responsible for administration, oversight, and discipline of the judiciary. Recent reforms have introduced significant changes, including popular elections for judges and majesties, and the creation of a juridical disciplinary tribunal. Would you like to know more about Mexico's juridical reform? And they're not tribunal, so they have nothing to do with the tribes. So make sure that that's out. We want everything 100%, and the tribes have to stick with their parts. We're not that, and so it can't be. We don't want any mix-ups. Word for word, everything will be on point. And that's not to be disrespectful. It's just that so that the information doesn't get mixed up. We don't want that. We're going to avoid that now, and we're going to just fix that now, because you guys either could say you guys are Mexicans, or you guys can be whatever, but we're 100%. So we just don't want to have the more errors, no more errors. That's it. So there's nothing like offending to it. It's just it's offending that whenever something gets mixed up, and then it's just like where we're getting robbed, because we're done with that part of. So we just want to make things that clear, and without any kind of misunderstandings, and it's just firm like that, without anybody having to go and cause a problem because of that. But this is where we're at. That's the only reason why I'm speaking on that. So would you like more to hear about more about Mexico's jurisdiction reform, or the role of the Supreme Court and justice? Mexico's federal courts have a structured system to ensure access to justice and protect human rights. Here's an overview. So, access to justice, constitutional rights. Amendment 17 of the Constitution guarantees the right to justice. And then we got free legal aid. Centros de Justicia provide free legal services. Simplified procedures, streamlined processes and small claims and family law. Alternative dispute resolution, mediation and arbitration options available. Human rights. Constitutional protections, Article 1 through 29, safeguard human rights. International treaties. Mexico has ratified various international human rights treaties. National Human Rights Commission promote and protects human rights. Supreme Court role enforces human rights through the judicial decisions and federal court structure. Supreme Court of Justice, the highest court. Collegiate circuit courts, appeals courts, district courts, trial courts. Challenges and reforms, none. Corruption and impunity, ongoing concerns. 2016 juridical reform aims to get transparency and efficiency. Training programs. Judges, prosecutors receive human rights training for more information. Consider exploring or understanding and knowing your 10 commandments at least. Specific human rights cases in Mexico. Prison system reforms, access to justice and marginalized groups, comparative analysis with another country. So you cannot run from here to go over there, or they can't run from here to go over there. We're not going to accept that anymore. It's just, it's not accepting. We don't want that. We don't want to have, we don't want to have people running from the law anymore. So, got to take care of your court stuff. No more immunity on that. No. Let's dive into some access, justice, and human rights in Mexico federal courts. So we should keep in contact with each other. That way we can report, and that would be great. Perfect right there. So I'm in it if you guys want to do that. Access to justicia, constitutional rights, and to justice, Article 17. free legal aid services, centros de justicia simplified. Yeah, I already read you guys all of these. So implementations of transparency through online platforms such as my app, the training programs for judges and prosecutors of human rights, key organizations, National Human Rights Commission. You guys can't be like having any errors, and we don't want to have like firearms misconstrued in the talks. We don't want to have it like to where it's carrying a firearm like a gun. So firearms or lighters, they're not the same, or we need to fix that one particularly. Firearms is either a gun or a lighter. So you're not going to confuse the two and then later on go and manipulate that. No more manipulation. So Mexico commissions to defense, promotion of human rights. We want everything to be true and correct now. Amnesty International, Mexico Human Rights Watch. Mexican, would you like information on specific human rights case in Mexico? Prison systems reforms. They should be able to hold their own and deal with their own. There should be no need for Britain to be there or Russia to go and say that they claim that. Nobody's going to go over there and claim that ground. If you guys are going to put solar, remember you guys put that on the parks. And remember, God is first on all of this. So all the glory goes to him. And what else? Don't forget that's our main reason why we're doing this. So all our works are going to do for him. And then that's it. That's what. So we're doing it. And we think that the Congress now should be getting paid same, because we're not getting paid anything. They shouldn't get paid anything, or however it's going to work. We need to get paid. We would like to start doing this like a job with the talents there, and we're ready in all ends. So that'll be a first call, and that'll be all.